government employees that are currently facing the decision to accept or reject or to look at a deferred offer um, for government workers, right? Especially those who are unwilling to return to work. Um, it's this is what I would like to ask you. Can we talk? Can we just have a conversation? Now, you are the one with you are the one that have the decision. However, I just want to, as a mindset maven, and I'm looking at it, I want to just give you a couple strategies to consider. One is if then, right? If this, then what, right? The other strategy is to pause and just take a moment to look at what the real impact would be of, let's say, millions or hundreds of thousands of employees or government workers that would now be, um, I don't want to say unleashed, but let's say in the situation looking for a job. I know that there is a disconnect about being forced to come back into the office, right? It's bigger than that. Look at the impact of your life. Don't do it from an emotional perspective. Do it from a logical perspective. Look at, oh yeah, you may get 8 months of pay, right? That's part of the offer based on what I've heard. But number one, it's going to be taxed at a higher level. Can we talk? When you get a lump sum of money, because that's the plan, to give you a lump sum of money um, and hand it to you, and even if you got paid for the next month, the next 8 months, while you sat at home and tried to figure out what to do next, but the resignation would be real. Then what happens to your TSP? Do you have to pull it out? What about your tax liability? Can we talk? Can we talk? I'm just asking questions because my heart and my head is having a disconnect. I don't know about your heart and your head, but my heart and my head is having a disconnect. Understand this, and I'm going to say it like this. You own your house. Something happened, and you now need to make a shift. Someone comes to your house, and they give you an offer. You do not have to accept it. However, you do need to make some decisions. When you look at your decisions, look at them from the 2 years from now, from the 4 years from now, from this is just the beginning of decisions that are coming forth that's going to have an impact, not just to you in your household, but there's some other decisions that's going to roll around and cause some other issues. What is your plan? Okay? What is your plan? If you take this, I'm not saying it's good, bad, or indifferent. I'm just saying, what about insurance? What about TSP? What about your, where are you? When you, and I took a pause intentionally, when you look at your life and you look at what you desire, hear me, what you desire in your life for the next, let's say 10 years, does you not, or you taking this going to align with that? And if you are just totally cannot come back into the office for whatever reason, then can you work through it? This may be the best option for you. I'm not saying it. There's no judgment, there's no blame, there's no shame. I just want you to reclaim your power in this. Don't come from an emotional perspective where you and your family are going to be living with this decision. Remember, this is not a hip trigger decision. This is not a a punt decision. This is not a game. This is your life. And it's not just impacting you, it's impacting so many people. So I just want to say this. I encourage you to write out a plan. And when I say that, I know you're saying, I don't want a plan. I don't want a plan. You need a plan. You need a strategy. You need to ask yourself some hard questions. For those who love Chat GPT, ask Chat. Have the chatty, have the chatter help you. Let them be, because some people are single. They're saying, hey, I can go live with my parents. I don't know what your issue is. I don't know where you're at. But take it and look at it and critically think. And when I say critically think, that's no blame, no shame. Not that from that critical perspective. From the perspective of, now what? And then now what in the future, right? But get someone that you know that is balanced, that is looking for your best interest, or someone who, like Chatty, that is sitting on the sideline that can partner with you. And ask Chat, hey, this is the function I need you to make. This is, if you're thinking and you're all bombarded, because this may be something that you're looking at and you're screaming and saying, oh my God, I'm gonna have to do this. But do you? Do you? Can you partner with someone and get a rental? I don't know your situation. Do you have friends that live in the area that you can, move for a minute? What are your options? But remember this, don't give your power away in a chaotic state. Don't give your power away in a chaotic state. Be the light. Know that it's your decision and that you're empowered. You are empowered because you have the job, right? Was there a contract that was made with you that you could be, that you could be virtual or whatever? What is the deal? So look at it and look at what you can do versus what you can't do. And remember that every decision has ramifications. Okay? Well, I'm Johnnie. I'm the Mindset Maven. If you have questions or anything, let me know. And you said, why would you provide this? Because I worked over 27 years for the government. I have a background and I do neural change, right? I do mindset transformational development. I do those things, right? But the reason that I'm so concerned about this is because I remember as a contractor working for a private contractor, and another contractor picked up our contract, and I lost 40% of my pay. Hello, and I was literally driving over an hour and a half to even get to the office every day. I stayed in that position. Hear me, y'all. I stayed in that position making 40% less pay, doing the same job, with my heart hurting because I was blaming and wondering why me, right? My credentials didn't change. My work ethic had to stay the same. Government-wide last night. My work ethic had to stay the same because I was determined that I was going to get through it. What ended up happening, and it wasn't for a short period of time, I had to change everything I was doing. I had to do some things that I wouldn't have normally had to do. I walked away from some situations, and when I say situations, I'm saying I was used to doing certain things and maybe getting my nails done. I had resources, y'all. Okay. But 40% less pay, I wasn't ready for that. So make a decision that you can live with. And remember from your lifestyle, what lifestyle do you want when you make the decision after the 8 months? Do if then statements. What ended up happening for me, and this is my prayer for you, is that I stayed in place. And I'm not saying you should or you can. I shifted everything. I happened to have somebody that was there. I came on Monday. I drove into the office on Monday and I stayed with in this case, my brother. I stayed at his house until Friday. On Friday, when I went into the office, I'm talking about packing every week, stayed in the office. And then I left the office and went straight home, which is almost 2 hours away. And I did that for a extended period of time. I put in over, I want to say, over 200 applications to get another job because I was outside the system to get back into the system because I had walked away from the system. Now I'm not sorry that I did because I walked away from the government system. I had resigned to do to go into my purpose, which was one of the best decisions I made. And during that time, it totally fulfilling. However, when I came back, I had to I dealt with the reality. And again, not mad about my decision, but my lifestyle, hear me, my life was already set up that I could afford to do that. I could take and walk away and do this and wait till later to get my retirement. However, the end of the story is this. I ended up having an opportunity, and that opportunity caused me to move to a totally different area. And in I am so grateful that I was faithful, not because of the situation. I was faithful because of me. I was faithful because of him. I worked hard every day. I did everything I knew to do. So this is my statement to you. I'm not telling you if it's good plan or bad plan. However, make it your plan. Do you hear me? Make it your plan. Whatever your decision you're going to make it your plan. Remember that this too shall pass. And making adjustments is what we do in life because we have little to no control sometimes over things that are outside of us. But how do you benefit in this moment? How do you gain success in this moment? And don't tell me it's just, I'm going to open up a business. Uh, let's do the research on how many entrepreneurs, okay? What is the investment you're going to put into it? There's a lot of stuff. So again, subscribe, follow, because I'm doing soul mastery. And because that's your mind, your will, and your emotions. And all of those are involved in this, right? Then the other thing is if you have questions and I can answer them in any way, um, please don't hesitate to use the comment section. I'm doing this to release myself and to prayerfully add value to this process for you. However, know that you have control. You have the power. Don't allow anybody to treat you like you don't. This is Johnnie. I'm the Mindset Maven, helping you bridge the gap between what you know and what you do. I want you to have an amazing, powerful, enlightening day.